Formula Virtual Racing Championship. We've arrived in season 15 for the second round of this season at Spain, Catalonia. And we're just about to jump into one-shot qualifying. A new format has been introduced for this sprint evening. Kyle, do you care to explain a little bit?
Yeah, it's a one-shot qualification followed by a sprint race and then a normal race. It's an interesting format. I believe Evan has been cooking up, as he has also cooked up a new rule set for the race. But that's about it for now. It's going to be really quick though, so we're going to have to follow through the cars quickly. What we're going to do is just follow the first car, and we'll see after that how everything else progresses.
Yeah, exactly. So in just under 2 minutes, we will know who will be on pole for that sprint race. 11 laps the sprint will be, 32 laps will of course be the complete race after. But yeah, first of all, we need to see who will claim pole. Last time out, Legend, of course, won in Las Vegas after he set down a staggering pole time as well. And Avesta Gobadi had a bit of a messy day there, as he didn't really manage to get in any points. Just about to go underway here. And there we are. Now it's going to be very quickly. We're going to be following the person in first. That's what we're going to do. Which at the moment is... oh my god, it switches every second.
Oh, that's going to be a hard one.
I think we'll just stick with Avesta here. He's on P1 at the moment. 21.6 into the first sector. Oh, a bit of a wobble there. Things are changing very quickly.
This is going to be really hard to follow.
Currently, Callum Birch and Legend Rosenberg in P1 and 2. Oh, and a big slide there for Avesta through turn 7. Coming up to the fast section, Avesta currently in P8. Let's actually go to Legend. I don't know why this is as a fade animation, but... Dylan McClemens like in P3, but we will see at the line who will claim pole. Will it be Callum? Will it be Legend? I think it's very close actually. It will be Legend with just under 3/10 that. And Avesta managing to claim P7 in the end. We've got Dylan McClemens in P3, Matthew Stotts in P4. P5 will be for Luke Davies. Good follow up by his teammate Jetin Penguru in P6. And I think the rest will follow shortly. That was quite quick, that, Kyle.
Yeah, that was really hard to follow through as well. It's changing all the way through. As you can see, all the drivers have certain corners where they're really great and certain corners where they aren't really great. Here's your grid though. Legend Rosenberg on pole position there. 11.377 is the benchmark. Not so closely followed by Callum in the Haas there. It's a 2/10 gap. After that it is quite a spaced out grid and a disqualification for Nathan Marriott as well. That's weird.
Yeah, correct. And Morris Stumer didn't manage to set a lap time. I think he spun at the start. But everything is going to go very quick now, as we're just about to go into the sprint race already. Avesta Gobadi.
Yeah, this is a really interesting format, but it's going to be really hard for us to follow through.
Avesta Gobadi with quite a disappointing quali once again. Hopefully he can get back into the race. And of course he has another quali session after this. But seems like he's been struggling with this new format, the one-shot quali.
Yeah, it does seem like that. However, I do understand is like how hard a one-shot quali can be. It's just one corner, it's over, and a usual qualification where you have multiple attempts to set a lap. You know, it's way easier to have such a qualification where you know you have room to make mistakes than one like this. And I do know that Avesta can race under pressure, but once that pressure gets to a certain level,
and it becomes very hard.
Yep.
And of course Spain isn't really an easy track. So it should be any moment now that we go to the sprint. Of course no mandatory 2 pit stops in this race, as we do have that rule in the main race, of course. What do you think the strategy will be, Kyle? Because it's 11 laps. Do softs wear down quickly, or?
Well, we're about to start. Let's first of all go through that. It's 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's a light glitch. No, it's not a light glitch. Legend Rosenberg takes away the start there. It's Dylan McClemens with a great start, and a Nathan Marriott there who had to take avoiding action into the first long straight over there. It's Legend Rosenberg who takes the lead as Callum Birch is fighting it through with Dylan McClemens there.
Oh, Callum Birch
off
off the track. Legend takes the lead after the first couple of sections here in lap 1, followed by Matthew Stotts there and Dylan McClemens in P3, who may get a penalty for that incident with Callum Birch early on. And a good start for Avesta, claiming 2 positions already.
Yeah, it's been a hectic start there as well for Jayden Penguru and of course our very own Marsman Zauber there, Niels Hardel. Not Niels Hardel, Zauber. What's his name again? Julius Gessner, who also collided in turn 1 and went off in the gravel. They're far behind as well now. And with 10 laps to go, it's going to be hard for them to catch up.
The McClemens actually managing to overtake Matthew Stotts there. I think we missed that. The McClemens now up into P2. Let's actually see the strategy here, because we were talking about it earlier. I think most of them are on the mediums. It's pretty even there.
Yeah, I would say mediums as well, just because of it's really personal favor here, but I do think there is a factor of who eats the tires the most. As Jayden Penguru goes into the pits, that must be damage.
That must be damage, and what can he do to restore his race here? That's a retirement actually.
Oh,
that's giving up early there. Of course, safety cars are on for this sprint race, so anything can happen. Wouldn't necessarily say to give up this early on in the race, but Chetin has opted for that.
It's a weird choice to retire so early. Surely in a qualification, not a qualification, sprint race.
There comes Dylan McClemens. Sorry to interrupt you there, but he stays behind, but it's
no
very
worries,
close
we
here
gotta stick
at the
with
front.
the action.
Dylan McClemens needs to make this move. He is on that soft tire. He needs to be in front before, the last lap, certainly.
That'd be great, but he is currently fighting very harshly over there, and what you don't want to do is end up fighting way too hard over here. Side to side now, going towards turn 1 there. Softs over the mediums has the advantage, and Dylan makes the move stick before the corner even is reached. It is P1 at the moment for Dylan McClemens.
Looks like the soft runners are struggling, except for Dylan, because after Dylan we have 6 people on the mediums. And the first person after him to be on the softs is Tim Den Heijer in P8.
Yeah, but noticeable as well is currently he's driving away and he's doing magical pace compared to the others. But of course that is gonna turn around as this race progresses. It's gonna be the mediums who will be the better tire later on in this race. So I think we have got something interesting over here. Surely, if Legend Rosenberg manages to stick behind McClemens now, which he is doing now perfectly as well,
then we might get a fight towards the end, indeed. Matthew Stotts has lost track. He is currently 2 seconds behind to the top 2 there. Needs to look behind with Luke Davies and Avesta Gabadi. Great start from Avesta, coming from P7, currently in P5, and fighting for this P4. I think he will make a move here. Indeed he will, on the inside of Luke Davies there. Can he stick it? Yes, he can, before the turn is even there. And he's currently into P4 right after Matthew Stotts.
Borbjörn as well with a move up to P9 there. He's overtaken Adrian Tichy on the straight. He is currently also in a fight. Fights everywhere. The concept is working. The new format, of course, is what I'm talking about. As Callum Birch has really not done well there at the start. He obviously had that contact moment early on in the race, but he's not managed to step foot again into the race after the incident.
Correct, he is currently in P7, so still all to play for. He is in this train for, P3 that is. So he can theoretically still get up to a podium spot. Well, he could even win if things happen at the front. And we see someone spinning at the back there. That is Adrian Tichy. Spinning round there, and he's lost sight of the people in front of him. Surely that is gonna be race over for Adrian unless something will happen later on.
It's as Jayden Penguru has already retired after the singular mistake. I doubt it's going to be hopeful for Adrian Tisci here. Vesta though with the action on well, whoever spin and win is.
Oh, and look at it in front here.
Oh no.
That is Legend Rosenberg making the overtake on Dylan McClemens for that first position here. Can Dylan McClemens stick with him till the end, or are the softs going down already?
I do think the soft drop-off is quite early on this track. It's a heavy track on tires usually. I'm not too experienced anymore with the F1 games, but yellow flags in the meantime. It's Bunny.
That is Adrian Tisci again.
Damage.
That is a poor sprint race there for Adrian. Hopefully he can turn this around in the main race. But terrible start for Adrian.
Indeed, there's another yellow flag.
That is Morris Stumer, and Morris Stumer has given up on his race here as he retires on track. That is
oh no,
a weird decision. Let's hope nothing happens here.
That will be investigated by the stewards, I'm afraid. Vestegobadi, though, is currently
under
getting
pressure.
Chased down.
And there is Matthew Stoltz back into P3 again with a lot of overspeed actually. Look at that gap, that is crazy. At the front they're battling again. It is Legend and Dylan going at it once more. Dylan now reclaiming that first position. Do you think there will be a swapping till the end of the race, or?
Well, I do think there's going to be a singular... whilst I do think these guys are both great, I do think Legend's going to do something here to Dylan McClemens shortly and make the race over and done with. These tires, however, well, they're great right now, but they won't be at the end. And it's slowly but surely progressing in the favor of Legend Rosenberg here. So I do think it's going to be a move shortly for the win. And might even see the rest of the grid catching up as well as he goes through his tires. Now it's just a case of saving the tires.
Yeah, well, I don't want to give any hints here, but if we look at the bottom of both of the drivers' steering wheel there in the HUD screen, we can see a certain percentage, and it's definitely in Legend's favor at the moment. And of course he will have that tire advantage as well coming in just a moment of time here. Will he go for a move into P1 once again? I think he will, and he will complete it once again. Legend Rosenberg reclaiming P1. In the meantime, we see Callum Birch overtaking Luke Davies for P5. Is he making that comeback race come true?
He may have initiated that comeback race, but it is also close in that group. It's a small group, but it's a very competitive group over there on the mediums between P3 and what is now P7. It is going to be fighting towards the end, I reckon. So Callum, although he has retrieved himself a bit, he still needs to make sure he doesn't overextend himself and end up in the grass, or even worse, in the wall.
Yeah, exceptional drive from Matthew Stoltz, I have to give him that. Three very quick guys right behind him, and he's currently leading this pack. Of course, it's a question whether or not he can hold on to that third spot till the end. But it's a good sign forward for the main race if he can copy his great quali result that we had here before. Then there's a good chance that Matthew Stoltz can get a good result here.
Yeah, it's been an exceptional race for someone who's... I'm not used to seeing him lead a pack like that, although the pack is currently being broken up because Vestegobadi goes around the outside.
And Callum Birch as
and
well.
It's a double move, possibly. Callum Birch down the inside. No, not down the inside. I know these two are in a party together, so I do think they're playing it safe.
And just as we said, that is Matthew Stoltz losing 2 spots on one straight. How long will it take before Luke Davies is gonna follow them? Vestegobadi claiming 3rd spot here, just 1 place behind Legend. I think that is his safest option here, to just take that 3rd spot. Don't do any crazy things here, it's only a sprint race, Vesta, and you want to get the maximum result out of here. Your maximum result currently is P3. So you see Legend closing in on Dylan once again. When will he make the race deciding move here? That is of course the question. I think it will be the last lap, but we'll have to see.
He's way too close to the back there. Legend Rosenberg, a very experienced driver
Almost pushing him off.
Yeah, millimeters there, millimeters. It is, however, going to be a DRS game now for Legend Rosenberg. It shouldn't be a too hard of a pass there, and it isn't. Legend Rosenberg waves past Dylan McClements there for the lead once again.
No ERS usage either. It's a safe cruise there for Legend into P1. In the meantime, we saw his teammate coming to a stop on the track, currently driving once again. Julius Gassner is not having it here in the sprint race.
Well, not really a great sprint race by him. Adrian Tichy, however, has also not had the best of runs either. A couple of guys who have had a tough time around here. I do think they will be in favor of possibly the short qualification, but I do think this new concept is quite fun.
Oh, it definitely is. It gives a little bit more fire to the battles here, and it's actually very close. Of course, it's always very close in FVR, and many things happen. But sprint race currently is quite good, we could say.
Definitely, it's a 3/10 gap to the lead, and it's still not over. Dylan has done some juju dance around the tires, which is well really working at this point because those tires don't seem to be lacking.
What can he do here? Will he stay behind? Will he go for the move? I think he will stay behind. That is indeed correct. As we go into the 10th lap, something that we didn't really notice here was Callum Birch actually starting this comeback race and now completing it. He's currently in P3, but he needs to hold on for 2 more laps, including this one, of course, with Avesta Gawadi behind him, who is, of course, wanting to take that 3rd spot from him.
Oh yeah, he definitely is. I know Callum Birch very well, and he's probably instigating a fight right now with Avesta, laughing at him or either rage baiting him right now. So trust me, he wants that position back, as these guys, he will not stop talking about this if he does win over Avesta Gobadi there.
So in just a couple of corners of time, we will be back on the main straight. I think the best thing to do here is to just watch the battle between Dylan and Legend, who will claim that P1, because surely there's going to be a deciding move coming up, and then straight after we will turn into that chaos right after them. That being that battle from P3 to P6. Something will shuffle there, but this is going to be Dylan McClements trying to make a move for this race win. He's quite a gap behind to Legend. Can he stick the move on the inside there? Dylan McClements. Oh, Legend stays around the outside and he stays in front. Now we need to tune in here. Oh, that's already happened. Avesta Gabadi has made the move into P3. As we see Julia spinning once again. Avesta back into P3 and Callum put himself into P4. Luke Davies has managed to make a move all race.
Well, Luke Davies has had a very silent race actually. I just noticed we usually mention him quite
there he
a
is.
lot. Yeah.
Oh, he has no battery, but he's going for it, and he has made the move stick there. That is exceptional. Oh, big wobble there for Luke, but he manages to stay in front. Can he stay in front here? We have Matthew Stotts with quite some ERS, and he will make the pass, I believe. Yes, he will. Luke late on the brakes. Manages to stay. Oh, there's contact. Matthew off the track there with a little bit of contact with Luke there. Let's actually tune into a race winner here for the sprint race. That is Legend Rosenberg, closely followed by Dylan McClements. But once again, he comes across the line as the first to do so, and Avesta Gabadi completes that podium.
It was an exciting race.
It was an exciting, very short race, but it was very exciting.
Yeah, indeed. It was a great race from the start, actually. I do think sprint race adds a little bit more fun to the qualification chaos that we usually have.
And you were talking to me before we actually went live, talking about Timden Hire. He started in P. Oh, he started in P10 actually. I think he was P5 or P6 early on in this race, and he has lost some ground. He's currently in P10, and that's not a good sign for his main race coming up. But let's hope
Definitely
he can turn it around.
Knowing Tim, what?
Don't
Maybe
give him
with
that
some
much
luck
hate,
you
man.
can have that. No, I gotta give him the shade. These boys are under my supervision at some times. It's the best thing you can do. It really is the best thing you can do. Joke about some of them in there. They're all good boys, though. Legend Rosenberg here taking the win away with almost no ERS usage. That says a lot
Says a
about
lot,
this race.
indeed. And now we will go back into the quali mode once again. It will be another one-shot quali, but first let's look at the results here. We've got Legend Rosenberg in P1, followed by Dylan McClemens in P2. In P3 is Avesta Gobadi. Callum Birch, who was looking to take that P3 from Avesta, completing the comeback race, hasn't managed to complete it entirely, but still a P4 there. Luke Davies with a P5 in the end, contact with Matthew Stotts. Matthew Stotts picking up P6, Sam Fate P7. And we've got Bob Bune in P8 and Nathan Marriott with a good comeback race as well in P9. And Tim then higher to round off the top 10 there for your sprint race. Now we're gonna get this one again, and it's gonna be very hectic.
Well, the last one was really hectic. I'm pretty much sure that this one will also be really hard to follow, but I'm sure we'll be trying our best over here to give you the best view possible on who is leading. Of course, you can view the leaderboard yourself, where you can see a live timing progression throughout the lap, which shows which driver is leading and obviously which one isn't at that time.
Is someone else gonna take pole here, Cal, or can Legend just
Oh
complete
no,
his
I
lap
don't think so.
once again?
I
We'll have to see it. Just under 10 seconds, and we will be going once again. Avesta needs to do something here. He can't start in P7 once again, but we will closely follow everything, as there we go again, and there's another fade-in animation. I don't know why that is there, but we'll have to take it, and just gonna follow Legend here. I think that's the man who will be on pole, so
It's actually a great way to see who has got the lowest downforce setup here. It is Lightning Luke, or Luke Davis, I should say. On the straight, he clearly takes the lead over everyone else, and then the moment he starts turning in that car, it goes nope, 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 P5.
yep, and I think that writes the story here for him. We see Avesta Gabadi currently in P2, as we just have to follow the leaderboard on the left hand side. I think that's the easiest thing to do here. Legend Rosenberg leading once again, but followed closely by Avesta, I believe so. Can we actually see the times? I don't think we can. Well, Avesta's got a 15.5 and it's already gone here for Legend. Oh, another disappointing qualifying for Morris Tumor. He retires. Doesn't set a time once again. Legend Rosenberg, he will come across the line first, or will it be Avesta in the dying seconds? I think it will be Legend. And it is going to be Legend. This lap was a little bit less exceptional than the previous one, but of course the result is the same. He claims pole position here. And Avesta has done what he had to do.
Exactly. Great qualification from Avesta there, even though it's still 3 tenths.
That is a
far away
lot.
from the pole position, and that is quite a big difference. It was the difference, the previous difference was also 3 tenths, so not only is it a lot, but it's also a statement on what form Legend Rosenberg is currently in. Here's your grid. P1 for Legend Rosenberg, Avesta Gobadi following him closely, or not so closely at all, 3 tenths. Callum Birch, Dylan McClemens, and P5 for Luke Davies. We got Jayden Panguru in the Williams doing a 12.244. Sam Fate, Nathan Marriott, Spin and Win, and Bor Bune close your top 10, followed by Tim Denyer, Adrian Tichy, Julius Gastner, and Morris Schumer?
Yep, correct.
I think I got them all right this time.
You got them all right this time.
Wow, okay,
Something
great.
that I have noticed is Luke Davies and Jayden Panguru doing an exact replica of the previous qualifying, both in P5 and P6. That is some good consistency from those guys. Now we'll have to go to the race here. Any big difference to the sprint race, you reckon?
No, I don't think any big difference. I do think this start is going to be very hectic. Considering Luke Davies has done consistent in quali, I don't think he's happy with consistently being far away from the podium. The previous champion, of course, as well, he has been crowned the champion before, and I do think he wants to challenge for that again. So this is the moment to shine, and this is the moment to make big moves. I do think this start is going to be every deciding factor towards who gets the win.
Well, he's of course in the great position to challenge for the title, claiming P3 last time out in Las Vegas. That was already 2 weeks ago, as we had a little break last time out due to some issues. We'll not say what happened, but we had some issues. yeah, start will be very crucial. Something else that will be crucial is the gap between the top three. Last time out we saw Matthew Stotts losing 2 seconds to the front. Let's actually go to the start here. 4 lights, 5 lights. And it is lights out and we go racing. That is a good start from Legend. Good start from Avesta as well. Avesta is on that soft tire. Legend stays in front for now. Can he defend it into turn 1? We see Dylan McClemens on the inside of Callum Birch there. Can he stick the move? No. Once again, they're in a fight at the start. Now he can. Dylan McClemens actually managing to complete the overtake. And we see things flying further back down the grid. But Legend Rosenberg in P1 again at the start of the race.
Yeah, comfortable start from Legend Rosenberg there, although everyone is on his neck at this point in time. We had Adrian Tisci with a small collision resulting in a big spin. These cars, of course, are very fragile when it comes to contact into the combination of turn 1 and turn 2 there, spinning around, losing the car, and, of course, dropping to the back of the grid.
Yeah, once again, a disappointing start for Adrian. Of course, there's now 33 laps to try and move yourself back up to the front. But of course, that is the thing you want the least at the start of your race. We see Avesta and Dylan McClemens going for the softs once again. Dylan staying with his tactic. Avesta has switched his tactic and he will go for a move here on the inside of Legend. Or will he? Well, the answer is no. He stays behind, and I think that's going to be the whole race here.
I do think that is going to be the case because he's on the softs as well. It's going to be a very strategical race. This should be. Here's your possible race strategies powered by AWS, the only company to always mess up the possible race strategy. So we are just going to follow our own here. I've heard rumors of people not choosing the softs at all. Within my team, there were multiple people yelling that the softs are terrible. So I don't know why 5 people still decided to go through with it. And I do not know which strategy they will end up on. But I do know that some of my people will not be touching the softs at all.
Oh, Morris Tumor once again. He has spun once more and having a disappointing race as well. It's a bit like it's going to be the same tail here for the one at the bottom.
Yeah, it's not looking like a great one, although a safety car could bring the mix back. And remember, it's a lot of laps left. It's 31 as Avesta Gobadi goes close again, goes by again.
Well, again, this is the first time this evening, but Avesta Gobadi has claimed the first position.
Yeah, but I'm traumatized from the Las Vegas race. That's my bad.
Well, we didn't actually have a safety car in that race. Of course, that was 2 weeks ago.
But the driver swaps were crazy.
Things happened there, and Legend came out on top as usual. But it's good to see a little mix here. Avesta Gobadi opting to go for that first spot, and I think it will just be a swap position race once again, just like we had in Vegas. But maybe with a little bit more drama now.
Could very well be some more drama in this race. This race is, this is very high speed, this track. It's one of the funner ones to have battles on, as these guys are really close together once again, going up to the new DRS, or sorry, not the new, up to the DRS point on the long straight there. Let's see if Legend Rosenberg is going to decide whether to stick behind or make that move once more.
Well, I think he's going to make the move once again. Just a little prediction. But Dylan McClemens following close by as well. Will he go for a move here? He's now getting very close. Can he make a move on Avesta or will he stick behind? He will stay in P3 there, as Luke Davies is losing ground already.
Yep, he is losing ground, and it's not looking great for him as well on the mediums at the moment though, so strategically on the better tires for in the later stages of the race. Maybe that helps him in this race, but it's not looking great.
But does thinking long term give you any benefit if you can't match the pace? That is of course the question. He's back into DRS, so I think everything is fine for Luke. And of course there's 4 people fighting in front of him, which automatically means they are slowing each other down. As things are happening here, Avesta Gobadi has lost his first position and has now lost his second position as well. as Callum Birch has made a move into P2. Where did that come from?
Callum Birch obviously being a very surprising driver here. He's done amazing since his debut. It really has been a great performance all around, every race.
Something is going wrong with Avesta here. Dylan McClemens now in P4. He was involved in that as well. Luckily, Callum managed to hold on to that DRS from Legend. I believe it was close to 9.5 tenths there. If Legend had gotten away there, then it surely would have been very boring from here onwards. But Callum has kept the gap together. And now we have Cal, who has somehow managed to have terrible internet here. Hopefully he can join back soon, but in the meantime we will have to look at this battle as Dylan McClemens goes for a move on Avesta. That was a magical switchback. We only saw it for a frame or two, but Dylan McClemens completing a surprise move there on Avesta. Oh, big wobble there for Dylan, but he's kept it on the track. And they've lost DRS to the front too, just like we saw that happening in the sprint race. Now it's just a matter of these two managing to keep that gap over 1 second, but it's already under 1 second again, although it's very close still. So yeah, currently see Adrian Tisci spinning once again. Doesn't look like Adrian is having his best evening here. Here will be Callum Birch for a move on Legend. If he can get that close in the end, I think he will just stick behind. Correct, he will. Callum Birch currently in P2 and Legend Rosenberg in P1. Just like last time out in Las Vegas, they finished in this order as well. Dylan McClemens, of course, finishing in P7 in Vegas. So he will be looking to get a little bit more points this time. There is Morris Tumor with the retirement, and he will retire in the pits. So there's no risk of a safety car or anything. But that's a shame for Morris Tumor to end the race this quickly. Of course, we're now 5 laps in and almost 6 after this one. Of course, lap 6 has been completed as well. That will be in just under 3 seconds here. This is about the time when the softs are starting to drop off, just like we saw last race. Dylan McClemens struggling with the ERS once again. Callum Birch and Legend both having a close to an equal amount there. But the guys on the softs are struggling with this pace. When will they come into the pits to switch their tires? That is of course the question. At the moment it looks like they can hold on just a little bit longer. Luke Davies is struggling very much here. He's low on ERS. Good race here from Sam Fate, managing to stay with the group actually. Sam Fate of course having a lot of pace. Let's see if Sam Fate can make any moves into this race. He has a close to an equal amount. Oh, he actually has a little bit more than Luke Davies. Luke Davies is need to fight to keep himself into that DRS trade here. I think he's just about lost ground there. We'll have to see here. That is correct, and there will be Sam Fate for a move into P5 as he completes that move. And this is the ideal situation for McLaren, you could say. In P3 with Dylan McClemens of course fighting for that first place as he remains close to the front two, and Sam Fate on a roll now as well on that medium tire, so they don't even have overlapping strategies and don't even need to work out any things under a safety car or anything. No double stops from them. Avesta Gabali is just watching what is happening in front of him. It's just 3 people being really close, and a little incident could happen at any moment. But with the experience of course we don't expect that to happen out of nowhere. So there is Dylan McClemens on the rear of Callum. He does make contact a little bit, but he manages to keep it on track just about there. Same goes for Callum. Oh, that could be a warning for Callum there. Callum seems to be, well, not really struggling. He has plenty of ERS. So does Dylan actually. This is exceptional pace from Dylan on the old softs. But the DRS working very well once again. You can see that because Sam Fate has already lost 6/10 to the front group after Luke Davies has managed to lose their DRS. So he's really struggling. Someone who's really absent in this race, Matthew Stotts, he's currently in P7. Of course, that's still good points for him. But it was looking a little bit more promising in that first race. It's a shame he can't manage to get to that front group once more. Nathan Marriott is driving a calm race so far. In P8, I believe he started in P8 as well. Let's actually look at the position changes. Yes, not much has happened, only in the front 7 we could say that much has happened. Jadden once again struggling with the start. Oh, big wobble there for Jadden, but he's kept it on track. And we're just about to go into lap 10. Thought Matthew Stott was going a little bit wide there, but he is just fine. I'm tapping the wrong buttons, but here we go. On the main straight once again, and it's just everyone following each other close by. Because there's no point in making moves now, if you know that they will come back at you later on. There we have our first pit stop. That is Nathan Marriott. He has started on that soft tire, and after 10 laps he decided let's go to the medium tire. After 9 laps, sorry, of course this is the 10th lap. So after 9 laps the softs are close to the end of their life. And Dylan McClemens and Avestakabadi both trying to hold on to that front group. It's going pretty well, we could say, as they're still well within the 1 second gap to the driver in front of them. Dylan McClemens even managing to really control his ERS here, almost having 100% there. He needs to burn to not exceed that 100% cap. And Avestakabadi, he has a little gap, but he's decided to use a little bit more ERS. Does Callum Birch go for a move here? I don't think he will. He's braking late. A little bit of bump drafting there with Legend. But at the moment it looks like everything is staying calm, as we have Borbjorn into the pits now as well. And Julius Gassner opting for the same option of going into the pits. And so everyone has pit, or at least the bottom 3 have pit. The rest still needs to pit. And for Tim Den Heijer, it's once again a little bit of a disappointing race, as he is currently 9 seconds down to Jadden Pangaru in P8 and Tim currently in P9. Of course, that is still 2 points added to his driver total for this championship. But this is certainly not what you want from a race like this. Sam Fate is once again behind Luke Davies. We've missed that, but it has happened, and he will obviously go for a move once again. They currently have a 2 second gap to the guys in front, so it's not getting any bigger or any smaller, you could say. There will be Sam Fate once again for P5. And I think what they need to do here is just benefit from each other's DRS the most they can. Try and not lose too much time, because there's plenty of times before that we've seen 4 people in a close fight for first position, and it ending up in big drama. Of course, that could happen once again. Let's say we don't expect it, surely, but there's of course a good chance. In the history of Formula Virtual Racing, it has happened countless of times, so why not here on this occasion? How long will it take for Avesta and Dylan to come into that pits and go for a tire switch? Are they waiting for the safety car? That is of course something you need to keep an eye on when you're in this position. I mean, they're trailing quite calmly with plenty of ERS. There he is, Legend Rosenberg into the pits as first of many. That's surely quite unexpected there. But he has decided, let's go into the pits, let's actually do a tire swap. I think, of course, if anyone has the most pace, then it's surely going to be Legend. So if you give him clean air, he can possibly make quite a gap. That is Legend Rosenberg out of the pits on a new hard tire. He's currently 12 seconds down to Jet and Pengaroo. That is going to be very interesting going forward. Now we have Callum Birch leading the race. He's still on the mediums, of course. Will he opt for staying out as long as possible and try and force in a safety car at this moment in time? That would surely spice things up if a safety car comes out now, because then we have Legend Rosenberg losing a lot of ground. As everyone in front will pit, there will be the next two people in the pits. That is quite expected. Dylan McClemens and Avesta Gabadi both following each other into that pit straight. Now going for a new set of tires. Everyone is following actually. We have Sam Fade in the pits as well. Matthew Stotts in the pits. Jadden in the pits. And that will put Legend Rosenberg back up into P3, I believe. Will it be close with Dylan? That is of course the question. I think that is Legend on the right side. And just under the leaderboard there's Dylan. And Dylan has managed to come out in front there. So the undercut hasn't quite worked. But Avesta Gabadi has lost a little bit of ground there, as he has came out behind Legend Rosenberg. Legend, of course, on the hard tire. Dylan McClemens has opted for the medium, just like Avesta Gabadi did, and Sam Fade, as well as Jadden. But Matthew Stott, he has gone for the hard tire. Of course, it's still quite a long race. We're still 19 laps away from the checkered flag. And what are the options here for Callum? Can he finally win a race? That's of course the question. He comes into the pits now. Does Luke Davies follow him? Yes, he does. So that is the entire grid being turned around once more. Now is of course the question, what tire does Callum choose? I believe he will go for the hard tire here. Of course, keep in mind, everyone, we have a mandatory 2-stop. So everyone needs to pit once more. I almost forgot about it myself. Just as I'm looking at this right now, we do need to go into the pits twice here. And I think that increases Dylan's chances of winning this race. Because there's no need to go on to the hard tire if you're still one stop away from going till the end. Callum Birch, he has opted for the softs actually, as we thought he would go to the hards. That is Julius Gassner round once again into the wall as well. Is he trying to force a safety car, or what is he doing here? Will he go into the pits? Don't go behind the bollard. Oh no, that is we'll just pretend we didn't see that. Yeah, so strategically this could be very interesting. I hope Kyle will be back soon. That would be very nice, because he needs to see this. Everyone needs to see this. This is going to be an exciting end of this race. Of course, we're not even halfway yet, but looks like we have a path set out for the rest of this tail here in Catalonia. So that is Avesta Gabadi with the fastest lap, 14.0. Just under 3 seconds from the pole time. That being an 11.4 from Legend. Legend now involved in some fighting. Of course, he knows how to deal with such situations, but I think Legend would much more prefer to win it with a little bit less of a race. Oh, that is late braking from Callum. Almost ending up in the back of Avesta there. Just managing to keep it calm here. Will you go for a move, Callum? On the inside here, he will. That is Callum Birch up into P3. And that is certainly giving us a little bit more action here, as currently looks like everyone is just working towards that ending phase of this race. Callum Birch has opted for the soft tire. He says, let's do it now. Let's decide who wins now, as that is Callum Birch with the fastest lap time as well at 13.9. And Legend Rosenberg, he is going for P1. Oh, Callum as well on the inside. Almost touches Dylan there, but he stays behind Dylan, still in P2 after losing his first spot to Legend Rosenberg. And a lot of things are happening here. Of course, it still looks quite relaxed, looks still quite calm. No race-winning moves are made at this stage, but things are happening. That is Callum once again on the inside. And he does take the move. That is the surprise move that Dylan made on Avesta earlier on in this race. Has now happened to himself. With Callum Birch making a move up into P2. Can he fight for that first place? Of course, Legend Rosenberg, he is on the hard tire. If Callum can manage to make a gap, then things could go and turn very quickly. That is Avesta Gabali into P3. That was a little bit of a forced move there from Avesta, but he has stuck it up into P3 with Dylan McClemens losing 2 positions in, well, 3 positions actually. He was leading at the start of this lap. He's currently in P4, and that is Callum Birch once again with the fastest lap. That's almost identical to his previous lap, I think. But Callum Birch making the move into P1, actually currently leading the race. In the meantime, Luke Davies, he's lost a lot of ground, currently 5 seconds behind. That shows how crucial that DRS is. And Nathan Marriott having a good one here. He's still on an old set of mediums compared to everyone around him. But Nathan currently in P6, once again giving us one of those consistency drives that he's good at. And just keeping it on track. That's what gives you a lot of points. Of course, a one-time race winner. That was 2 seasons ago. Exactly this round. Not the same track, of course. But he won it in Monza. In round 2 of the 12th season. Sorry, 13th season of FVR. Callum Birch putting down his throttle pedal a lot. He once again sets a new fastest lap here on his new softs. When will they drop off, and when will we go for a new pit stop phase? That's of course the question. I think it will be just a matter of time when we will see people coming back into the pits once again. Of course, Borbjorn, he pitted early after just 11 laps, I think. That is correct. After 10 laps. After 10 laps, we saw Borbjorn pulling into the pits and going for that soft tire. He will obviously be the first one to come into the pits once again if everything goes as planned for everyone here. Doesn't look like Callum Birch can create a gap to Legend. At least not get him out of DRS just yet. It would be something as well if you manage to push Legend out of your DRS. No, Legend is comfortably trailing by with a 90% battery percentage left, and Callum, he's struggling a little bit more, currently on 50%. That is, and he is on the inside. Legend, oh, big spin for Legend, and Legend has spun around. He's got a 3-second warning as well. Surely that will be removed. But this could be race deciding. Legend Rosenberg was trying to make a move there on the inside of Callum Birch. He spun round, currently in P7, that is Legend Rosenberg. And now the fight is on for the race win. We have 3 people at the front. Callum Birch could get a penalty for that, but I don't think he was in the wrong. I think it was a little bit of a forced move there from Legend. I think that was a rare mistake, but of course I'm not a steward, so I can't really say much about it. That is the drama that we were looking for early on. That could be a warning there for Dylan McClemens as he goes wide on the exit of turn 9, I think. Doesn't matter, he goes wide and he could get a warning for that. But of course the talking point here is Legend Rosenberg spinning and getting 3 seconds added to his total race time. Once again, that could be removed later on. If anything, he of course has the right to do so. And Luke Davies gets a little present there, giving himself one free position. Now up into P4. Now things are starting to involve a little bit more, as we have Callum Birch still leading the race with Avestegabadi in P2. This is of course a great chance for Avestegabadi, but for Callum Birch as well. Avesta of course rumored to be in that title fight. He did have a little bit of a disappointing race last time out in Vegas, not managing to pick up any points, as we saw that happening. This time out he has a good chance to pick up a lot of points and perhaps even a race win, but he has 2 people fighting against him to prevent him from doing so. Now of course, what are the chances for Legend? He needs to do a big comeback drive here, but getting himself up into P1 once again will be very difficult unless something crazy happens. That is Julius Gessner with a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Everything is going bad to worse here for Aston Martin, and a wing change as well. Julius of course not having the race that he wanted from the start onwards. I think he spun many times already, but that is Legend Rosenberg into P5. He's managed to overtake Sam Fade. How long will it take for him to approach Luke Davies and make a move there? That is another 10-second penalty for Julius. What are you doing? Is he... Oh, Julius, please just keep it on the track. That's all we need here. What were we trying to say? Legend Rosenberg, he has made the move on Sam Fade. Sam Fade picking up 3-second penalty there. That's another curse, you could say. The moment you speak about a person, they feel the pressure getting to themselves. That's exactly what happened with Sam Fade here. Picking up 3 seconds, that is crucial, as he has Nathan Marriott behind him. And someone who hasn't really been active in this race, Matthew Stotts, still in P8. We didn't really see much from him this race so far. That is Avestegabadi going into P1, as we see a little swap there for the first spot. Callum Birch dropping down to P2, but that's no big deal surely, as he can still follow. Plenty of ERS as well. I think they're all on close to the same amount of ERS. And it will just be a matter of who gets to do a tire swap first. Now they've all completed like the mandatory tire change. They're all three of them are on a different compound that they started on. But we implemented the rule ourselves starting this season. Of course, it's a 2-stop. Well, 2 stops being mandatory now, and with just under 10 laps to go, just over 10 laps to go, apologies. Oh, big wobble there from Callum. He keeps it on track, but just over 10 laps as we are about to come into lap 24 here. Avesta leading the pack with just 10 laps to go now. That is, of course, one more mandatory pit stop, and that could change things drastically, just as we saw last time out. And the race is not over until it's definitely over. So 10 laps of full drama, that's what we're looking forward to. And that's probably what we're gonna get in the ending stages of this race. We've lost Cal, but we don't really need him anyways. That's not true. I loved his performance in Vegas, and I loved his performance tonight. But unfortunately, it has came to a stop, and he has some connectivity issues. Hopefully, he can be back next time that we need him. It was good to have you, Cal. I hope you can get back, but I doubt it. And Julius, once again off the track. Julius, what are you doing? Keep it on track. Just finish the race. That's all you need to do. Don't do any crazy stuff here. That is the first one to come into the pits, just as we were talking about it. That is Callum Birch going for the tire swap. As he is now going to switch tires once more. Will that be another set of softs, or will that be a set of mediums? Surely it won't be a set of hards. It will be a new set of mediums, I think. That is correct. And Legend currently into P3, but oh, he's already caught up with Luke Davies. We completely missed that, but he's already passed him as well. Can Luke Davies stay with him? That is of course the question. Luke Davies having plenty of ERS to do so, but Legend is of course very quick, and just as we saw him closing that gap to Luke and to Sam Fate, he could now also create a gap to them. That is already close to 8 tenths. Dylan McClellan's currently in P1 as he completed an overtake on Vestigabadi just as Callum Birch went into the pits earlier on this lap. And I believe that's only 8 laps left after this one, with both these guys still having to pit. Is this gonna be Callum Birch's first win here, if he can make the undercut work this time round? Last time round we saw Legend Rosenberg going for the undercut, going for that hard tire. He came out behind Dylan McClemens, who pitted 1 lap later than him, which meant it didn't really work. This time that means Callum needs to push as much as he can to try and create a little bit of a gap for when these guys come into the pits. Legend Rosenberg is quickly closing that gap. Luke Davies managing to stay with him for now. Matthew Stott's currently in P5, of course still needs to pit. Let's actually look at the stops for anyone who couldn't manage to follow it. Everyone who is still on 1 stop needs to stop once more. That means Callum Birch is the first one to have completed the mandatory stop 2-stop rule. And he is theoretically leading the race, you could say. Now what is the gap? There's a Vestigabadi into the pits. Dylan McClemens stays out for now. 1 more lap for Dylan McClemens. Will he make the overcut work once again? Vestigabadi has come into the pits now. Legend Rosenberg stays out. Luke Davies stays out. Matthew Stott stays out. Top 5 as of now are these guys. Where will Callum Birch end up? Will he end up in front or behind a Vestigabadi? That could be crucial for Dylan McClemens as well. Matthew Stott's already in front, but we're looking at Callum Birch. Callum Birch is in front. That means the undercut has worked for him. And now it's just a matter of completing this race and not get yourself too much involved in any fights. Does he have a 1 second gap? Yes, more than 1 second. That is close to 2 seconds actually. It's a matter of pure pace now. And for Dylan McClemens, it's a matter of getting to the pits as fast as you can to not get yourself lost out of that top 3 battle. Of course, we still have Legend Roseberg. He needs to pit as well, as he was involved in an incident earlier. Luke Davies still in DRS, but almost losing those 2 tenths needed to be out of DRS contention. It's very close. Luke Davies not having the pace once again. There is Dylan McClemens into the pits, and it's only a 7 second gap, but Legend still needs to pit. It's quick calculations. It's just about 18 seconds to Callum here, if that is correct. I'm not that good at maths, so we'll just hope that is correct. But Callum Birch will surely come out in front of Dylan here. There's Matthew Stott with a retirement that is in the pits, so no risk of a safety car here. Callum Birch is currently leading the race. Now, what does Legend need? Legend needs, of course, a safety car to save his race here. If Legend comes into the pits now, it's surely over. He's gonna be around where Luke Davies is. Luke Davies making a move on Sam Fate. They're fighting continuously throughout this whole race. Both of them are on the softs. Actually, look at the last tire set that everyone has opted on for. That is Sam Fate doing a heroic move there into turn 4. Staying in front of Luke Davies. Luke Davies coming back once again. This is a beautiful fight here for P5. And Luke Davies looks to be coming out on top of this one. But we still have just under 6 laps left to see who manages to claim that 5th spot in the end. Of course, Sam Fate still has a penalty. There is Legend Rosenberg into the pits. He gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is once again a very rare mistake. We saw that in Brazil last season. Legend Rosenberg picking up the 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Things are getting much worse here for Legend. Could he drop out of the points? That would be quite something. I think he still has plenty of a gap, but it will be around P8 or P7 where he will end up. That is Luke Davies once again in the fight with Sam Fate. Look who else has arrived to this one. That is Nathan Marriott. We haven't seen much of him throughout this whole race, but he is currently readying himself for those last 4 laps of fighting with the guys in front of him. And it looks like Avesta is slowly closing the gap to Callum, but it's a matter of when will he strike. Callum currently on 1.5. This is going to be a story of who has the most pace in these last 4 laps on the new tires. Of course, it's Callum Birch who has a little bit older tires, but those 2 laps don't really do much. At least not at this stage of the race. For everyone at home, think of doing like 4 quali laps in a row. This is the most exhausting part of the whole race, surely, because this is just a matter of who has the most pace, and it looks like Callum is on track to win his first race here. And actually take the lead of the championship. That is Julius Gassner out of the race, and we get a late safety car. This is well. We're getting a late safety car, and I don't know where it has came from. Julius Gassner hasn't listened. He has put his car into the wall. And there are no words for this. Only we can manage to... we can only look at the footage that we have here, which will decide the race. This is the highest level of drama you can get. Prepare yourself for 1 or 2 laps of pure racing, because that is what we're gonna get. Callum Birch was looking to easily win this race. Well, not easily. He still had to fight for it, but he has no real threat from behind. He goes into the pits. Avesta Kabadi follows, and does Dylan McClemens follow? Dylan McClemens stays out. He is on a 2-lap old mediums. Where does Legend Rosenberg go? Legend Rosenberg staying out as well. Of course, he has that 3-second penalty, but that could be removed later on. Luke Davies into... well, not into the pits, staying out once again. And Dylan McClemens leading the race on his new mediums. Legend Rosenberg has... is on track to pull off another miracle. As he... oh, he still needs to serve, of course, the... Yep, he still needs to serve the pit lane penalty. If he could not get that removed, then things could be very bad here for Legend. Because if you lose 10 seconds at this stage of the race, where everyone is really close to each other after, of course, the restart, then you could drop down the order quite a lot. And you could, well, not drop out of the points, because P10 is the lowest you can finish in this race. But he will most likely lose a lot of points if he cannot manage to get that 10-second penalty removed in the end. But that's of course something for after this race. That is the top 5 currently. top 6, all close together. Adding to that will be Sam Fate and Adrian. That will be Nathan Marriott, and it will be an 8-way battle for the lead here for the race win. That will be 2 more laps of racing, and Dylan McClemens will lead the restart. Let's actually look at the strategy here. Everyone is on the softs except for Dylan. Everyone is on new softs except for Borbune, but he's out of contention. When will Dylan McClemens go and restart the race? That will be now, and the light is on green. Don't overtake before the finish line. And can Legend make a move instantly before we even start? There is Luke Davies on the outside of Legend. He's boxed in now. He goes off the track, 4 wide into turn 1. Dylan McClemens still leading the race. Luke Davies around the outside of Legend. There's Callum Birch into P3, P4 contact. A lot of things happening here. That is Dylan McClemens still leading. Legend Roseberg into P2. Callum Birch into P4. Luke Davies is currently into P3. Avesta Gabadi, can he make a move around the outside? Avesta Gabadi on the inside? No. It is still Dylan McClemens holding on. There's Legend Roseberg. He manages to pick up P1. Dylan Clemens into P2 and Luke Davies currently into P3. There's Callum Birch on the outside. Callum goes off the track. Luke Davies still in P3. Avesta Gabadi picks up 4th position. This is a lot of drama here towards the end. And don't forget, we still have another lap to go. Look at those 8 cars close after each other with 1 lap to go. Avesta Gabadi on the inside. No one spinning yet. We have seen some damage, I believe. Luke Davies in P4, now into P3. This is a magical ending for the race for Luke Davies. And Legend Rosemerk is currently leading. That is, of course, only virtually. Dylan McClemens, can he hold on to that P2? We go to the main straight once more. As Luke Davies is very close here. There is Callum Birch on the inside. Goes off the track. Luke Davies managing to hold on to P3. There is a 3-second penalty for Jetton. And Luke Davies managing to hold on to P3. Avesta Gabadi goes through to P4. There's Callum Birch into P5. Jetton Pengru on the inside there from Callum. Doesn't manage to pick up another position. And Dylan McClemens is struggling. He is out of DRS from Legend. Luke Davies. There is Avesta Gabadi on the inside. Can he make a move? Stick on Luke Davies here. Surely he's on the inside, braking later. That gives him the spot to P3, and there's contact once again. Luke Davies goes off the track. Now Callum Birch right behind him. This is a lot of drama. For the last lap, Callum Birch goes off the track, but doesn't pick up a warning, I believe. And it looks like the finishing order will be Legend Rosenberg, Dylan McClemens, followed by Avesta Gabadi. Then we have Luke Davies into P4. Callum Birch eventually getting P5 after being in P1 close to the end before that safety car. Nathan Marriott picking up P6. There we will be Legend Rosenberg coming across the line first. Then it will be Dylan McClemens coming across the line second. We had Avesta Gabadi in P3 as everything crashes now. Or did we? Because we had Dylan McClemens, I believe, did have a penalty. I think that is the race win for Avesta Gabadi actually. We have a penalty for Legend Rosenberg, a penalty for Dylan McClemens towards the end. And that has given Avesta Gabadi the win, I believe, unless things could get removed. But that's of course for after the race. At the moment, we're speaking Avesta Gabadi winning the Spain Grand Prix here. And the full results will come really shortly, as this is the podium. This was a pure magic ending there. And by the looks of things, we will have Avesta Gabadi on P1. That will be Luke Davies in P2. With a little bit of luck there, but rightly deserves it. Gave us a great fight towards the end. And a lot of contact as well. We saw that at the ending stage of this race. Callum Birch is, by the looks of it, in P3. And now, of course, your full results with the sprint points added as well. That is Avesta Gabadi in P1. Luke Davies claims P2 after an interesting battle at the end. Callum Birch claiming P3. Dylan McClemens is in P4 at the end. Legend Rosenberg is minimizing the damage here. He gets P5 but loses a lot of points, only managing to pick up 4 points in that main race by the looks of it. Of course, we have a little bit of a different point system, so that will all be changed later on. Then we have Nathan Marriott picking up 6th in total over these races. I believe he got 4th in the end. Jettenbang Group P7, Sam Fate in P8. Then we have Matthew Stotts in P9 and Tim Denhire to round off the top 10. That was very, very interesting. And now, of course, we'll have to look at if we can manage to get any interviews or anything. So by the looks of it, it should be a removed penalty for Legend and Dylan. That is, of course, the 3 seconds being removed. I'm not too sure about Legend's 10-second penalty. But that will, of course, all be at the behind the scenes. And we will get those results later on. For now, it remains to be Avesta Gabadi claiming the race win after a very, very disappointing start 2 weeks ago in Las Vegas. This one surely feels good, even if it's only a P3 in the end. That is a great result for Avesta Gabadi and putting him right back into that championship fight. I wonder if we can get anyone in for an interview. That would be absolutely perfect, but well, that means I need to invite Luke then, as we will have a little short interview with Luke here. That was a very, very interesting ending to this race. There is Luke Davies. Hello, hello. Oh, he's still loading. Let's hope this doesn't take too long. That is Luke Davies. Hello, hello.
Hey mate.
So
How you doing?
yeah, I'm doing fine. How about you? Good?
Pretty decent after that one. I mean,
Surely.
that was a pretty eventful one at the end, yeah.
That was really eventful at the end. It looked like it was going to be raced over towards the end, as we had just under 4 laps to go there. Lap 30 it was that we got the safety car. It looked like Callum Birch was going to claim his first victory here, and then something happened. Explain to us, Luke, what went through your head when you saw that yellow flag on the top left of your screen.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, a late safety car when you're 10 seconds off the lead is always welcome, especially because I really didn't have much left to lose. I was sitting in a profitable P5. Legend had 13 seconds of penalties ahead of me, so I was thinking, okay, yeah, P4 probably a good result. I would have been happy with it. And yeah, safety car, and that throws everything up in the air. And but yeah, really, on the softs, I know a lot of people hadn't used them or had already used them. So yeah, quite fortunate with the tyre choice. I was surprised so many people pit. I don't know if they had new tyres or not. Still, the sprint tyre format's a bit weird, but yeah, really scrappy final 2 laps. Loved every second of it. probably just on the limit as well with this game. You can kind of rub wheels a bit, but yeah. I smelt a win there definitely because I sort of got 3 second as well there, and yeah, I was really up for that. But yeah, it was great. I haven't felt that feeling in a little bit, so properly scrapping for the win on the last lap. So
We saw a
yeah,
lot
I
of
know that. Yeah, no, go ahead.
a lot of contact towards the end. You going off track, Callum going off track, everyone going off track essentially. Um, did you have any plan on like keeping it on track throughout those last 4 laps, or were you just purely focusing for that race win? Because I believe we saw some people going all or nothing, and we saw some people taking it careful through there.
Yeah, I mean, I think on this game compared to previous years, especially, if you aren't being aggressive, you will be forced off the road. You will lose positions, and it's like, and that's the race. It's just how it is on this game. I'm not worrying about it. Um, but yeah, you have to be elbows out, or you will be pushed off. And I got pushed off. I pushed other people off. There was contact. No one's complained so far, because I think if they complain about me, I'll complain about them. So yeah, it's just how it is. It was just really good. But yeah, I didn't really have the pace, but it doesn't really matter in those last few. But yeah, I now I know Dylan might get removed, and Legend might get both penalties removed, which is kind of crazy. But definitely in that moment, I didn't know any better, so I was just going for it. Great
Yeah,
battle with the
exactly.
vest, especially. Yeah, and yeah, haven't felt that in a while. But Peter right now could be P4 by the end of the day, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, just really happy, fun race.
Yeah, nonetheless, of course, a good result. Looking where you were earlier, fighting with Sam Fate, now managing to pick up P3 or P4. Nonetheless, that's of course a good result. Thank you, Luke, for coming by and giving us a little bit of a word. Now let's head over to our race winner, at least our provisional race winner, Avesta Gabadi. How did you experience that one in the end?
Yeah, thanks. Well, it's been a weird one. It's been very aggressive, maybe over the limit, under the limit, I don't know. But I mean, even Luke said it. I pushed him, then he pushed me back. But
Mm-hmm.
it was still, at the end of the day, it was still more or less fair because we traded cards with each other. We traded overtakes, so nothing serious about that. But it was fun, yeah. Lacked pace in this, well, I don't know if you can call it quali or whatever that was. Lacked pace because I did literally half a lap of practice or like half a lap in time trial before entering the lobby because we had a GT7
Mm-hmm.
Gran Turismo endurance race, so I was just
Yeah.
mostly focusing on that rather than this one. But still, it was fun. Yeah, I didn't uh wasn't looking forward to win here, but it happened. I don't know if both penalties of Dylan and Legend will be removed. Especially Legends, I don't know. Because he has two different penalties, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
correct.
Yeah.
Speeding in the pit lane as well, and that's a hard one to get removed. But we'll of course have to see that one after the race. Um, well, what did you think of the new format? Of course, this is a sprint race again after some time, but something that has changed drastically is, of course, the qualifying. That being a one-shot qualifying. Did you like it, or do you think it was utter trash and we should no longer do it again?
No, it's fun because if even if you do like 18 minute short quali or whatever it is, uh, the results that won't change drastically much. Like Legend and I won't be last anyway. Like my first one was P7 I think in the sprint quali, but I mean that was my practice, so you can't tell. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, the DRS and ERS in this game is way too powerful. Like quali just takes it out of the equation. Like it's not that important anymore. Even in F1 sim racing right now, people can win even from P9 on the grid, so it doesn't really matter to be honest.
Yeah, correct. DRS is very powerful. We saw that with Luke losing ground to that DRS train in front and then immediately dropping a lot of seconds. Of course, he got back into the race in the end with that drama, but DRS is indeed very important. Now, for that one-shot qualifying, in terms of adrenaline, uh, compared to a regular lap that you're doing in, of course, a short qualifying, that being 80 minutes, and you can time yourself when to go out or when to start your lap. This is, of course, you tap the button and you go. Is there any difference in terms of adrenaline, in terms of feeling towards this lap?
Yeah, the adrenaline is different because in short quali, like it builds up adrenaline, like little by little. You always want to improve by like 3, 4 laps, which you can do. But here, yeah, as you said, you don't everything just happens so fast that the adrenaline doesn't even have time to like reach. I don't know how to explain it. Like you're just way too focused and like shocked at the same time because everything happens so fast. Everyone would just ready up like in the
I
next 30
completely get that
seconds.
feeling. Yeah,
Yeah,
I absolutely agree. You're just like, oh, I'm on the track now.
exactly. Yeah, and the ERS is very weird. Like it gave us like it started with 80, like very
Oh,
very
wow.
weird. Yeah.
No, we didn't
So
actually notice that. We were just trying to keep our eyes on all the drama and trying to follow whoever was in first, but then the leaderboard changing and we had some stupid animation in between, which meant we couldn't really swap quickly. It was all very hectic and going very quickly, and well, we enjoyed it, and it's good to hear that you guys enjoyed it as well. But of course, that brings a little bit more adrenaline and stuff to the situation. Well, I thank both of you for coming around and talking to us a little bit and giving your opinion on this race. That will be it for this race. Then, everyone at home, thanks for watching, and we will, of course, be back next week with another race of Formula Virtual Racing. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.